What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mets'd podcast. I don't know how this sounds. I don't know how it looks. We are currently drunk on the 4th of July.
Yes.
We are in James's basement. You see a variety of artworks and pleasantries behind us.
It's my sister's tree she made.
It's a hand-painted tree by Julia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Julia.
This is one of my snowmen right here.
Shout out to the Schiano family. We are live from the subfloor of the first floor of the Schiano family household.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the New York Mets. This is going to be a weird episode. I'm not going to lie. Again, don't know how it's going to sound, don't know how it's going to look, but you're going to get one because the boys don't miss a single series. Mets, a little bit disappointing, split the series against the Nationals. 2-2, won the first 2 games, lost the last 2 games in kind of annoying fashion.
Yeah.
What's the initial reaction we're feeling?
The initial reaction is that I think the Mets team has put themselves in a spot where they're good now instead of being bad, like officially,
yes.
firmly.
Yeah.
But also, I think the overriding theme of the series kind of comes back to the Edwin Diaz shit and suspension.
Oh, major, yeah.
The fact that the Mets are basically playing, like every other team the Mets have played for the Astros series, now this National series, the Mets are basically playing shorthanded. The other team's on a power play.
Yeah.
Because the Mets are playing down a roster spot. You can just feel it game after game.
Especially Game 3.
Yeah, decision after decision. Every single thing that Carlos Mendoza has to do kind of has a little bit to do with the Edwin Diaz stuff, and that sucks. But I give a lot of credit to him and the Mets roster, and especially the pitching staff, I guess besides Jake Diekman, for battling through all these things. I love Jake Diekman still. I want him to stay in this team. I know the whole Mets fan base has turned on him, but he's had a miserable month and a half now.
Bad month.
Otherwise, I don't know, but you can just feel every single decision, just to jump in shit. I don't think that Mendoza pushes Christian Scott to 99 pitches after he had just spent a month pitching no more than 70 pitches per outing. Yeah. Besides this happening, and you had to get through another inning with him.
Or even today, Quintana came out through the 7th, was great through the 7th, and then Hauser was 8th, 9th, and unfortunately Hauser gave the home run to Jesse Winker, who Jesse Winker I think has 6 home runs in 23 plate appearances against Adrian Hauser, to which you're like, well, fuck me.
What you have no other option.
What are we supposed to do? Get him out. You didn't get him out. Also, the Mets didn't score a run. So it's the Nationals beat you by 1 in a 1-0 game. Score a run.
Something else that's stupid and funny is that the Nationals, the first 2 games of the series, used their A bullpen and blew both games. Kyle Finnegan blew... Not Kyle Finnegan. Hunter Harvey blew 2 holds, two blown saves and hold opportunities in the first 2 games.
Robert Garcia's got some stuff.
Super stuff. But the Mets crushed him, and then they got shut down by him.
But they used the same 3 guys for the first 3 games.
Yes.
They were making a big deal about that as why.
This was my point, because there was a difference there. And, the Mets get a lot of credit for winning those first 2 games.
Keep talking. I'm getting my beer.
Yeah, go get your beer. Jumping into extra innings, winning those 2 games, being kind of subdued through the first 9 innings of both games and going ballistic for extra innings of both of them, scoring, 5 on Monday night and then 3 or 4 on Tuesday?
No, back-to-back 5.
Back-to-back 5. So
yeah,
10 innings, 10 runs in extra innings, and then, maybe 6, 5 maximum. The other 2, I don't know numbers. I have nothing in front of me.
It was great.
But,
this is a chaos episode.
Sure. But there's a difference in psychology of the managers. I don't think it's a wrong difference, but something that in a vacuum cost the Mets a game and won the Nationals a game, where Carlos Mendoza was, I think, rightfully didn't want to use his A-team relievers in 3 straight games. Right. He didn't want to push Daniel Nunes. He didn't want to push Reed Garrett. He didn't want to do that. Where Davey Martinez in Game 3 of the series on Wednesday
said, we're losing all these games. Here are our best guys.
He said, fuck this. I need to win this game. I need to find a way to win this series if I want to keep my team in the playoff race, which, truthfully,
he kept them in there.
That's the thing. It's the right idea. They salvaged the series because they used Hunter Harvey,
Robert Garcia.
I don't know if he's Robert Garcia on Wednesday.
So all 3. Robert Garcia and Kyle Finnegan.
And Hunter Harvey got 1 out.
Yeah.
After blowing 2 straight games and getting a hold on my bench in fantasy. I was so mad about that. But
there is something to say about the fact that the Nationals winning the last game was able to save them 2. It was a 2-game swing.
Yes.
Because if the Mets win it, they're up 3 games on the Nationals now. If they lose it, they're up 1, which is what they currently are. They came out of the series the same place where they end, 1 game up on the Nationals. And I think Davey Martinez, for all intents and purposes, is not really a great manager. I don't think he handles the game well. He pulled Mackenzie Gore in that first game insanely early.
But it wasn't insanely early because he had 100 pitches in his 3rd time to the order. But in that exact moment in the game, it was weird to pull him.
But then he kept DJ Hers at a point, and it was
Okay, same with Mitchell Parker.
A little bit.
Mets were kind of crushing him.
But it's
let's settle in,
But it's you have a premier possible pitcher in Major League Baseball. Mackenzie Gore, in a couple of years, is going to be one of the 10 best pitchers in baseball.
He feels like
no doubt.
A burgeoning ace.
He's amazing. He's really, really good. And hopefully the Mets get there at some point with Christian Scott, whoever else is coming up next. But Mackenzie Gore was relatively cruising through the beginning of this game. And at the minute they took him out, the Mets jumped all over him. And, thank you, Davey Martinez. Again, I know you've won a World Series. Again, kind of proves that, Managerial does managers don't really matter that much, and they only really hurt your team at some point.
They do. They matter a lot in a clubhouse.
The one thing I will say about the Nationals, they talked about this on the broadcast on Sunday. They're saying that they at the beginning of the year in spring training they threw up on the dartboards and everything the velocity, and they were like, I don't care how hard you throw ball 4.
Yeah.
And the Nationals don't walk anybody.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem for the Mets. The Mets still to this day walk way too many batters. And if there was ever a problem with Jake Diekman, the problem is he walks everybody. If he's not striking you out, he's basically walking you at this point. And that's kind of why they lost Game 3, was just letting too many guys on easy, letting too many guys on early. But at the end of the day, I'll say this. Does it feel weird that I'm not frustrated about this series?
No.
I'm completely okay. Because I think, like you said at the beginning, I think this justifies the Mets as a good team, but they have to be better if they want to be a playoff team.
Yes, but I think that in this series, especially between the first 2 games and the last 2 games, if you would have shown me the first 7 innings of all 4 of those games,
yes,
that the Mets won 2 and lost 2, I would have been
frustrated.
But I would have been fine with that.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
I don't know, dude. Like going up 5-0 nothing today, 5-1.
The fact that the Mets have blown 2 5-run leads in their last 6 games. That's really bad.
Yes.
But we also know the situation. I think if the Mets had a full roster right now and a full bullpen,
they probably
at least don't blow both of those.
Yeah,
you might blow one of them. You probably don't blow both of them.
So Washington. What happens in Washington? It's just
crazy.
It's
I would think the Washington Nationals rotation is a cool message to the rest of baseball.
An exercise
because they've built. Mackenzie Gore's amazing, like you said.
Awesome.
And like
Mitchell Parker's really good.
Mitchell Parker, DJ Hers, and Jake Irvin are all weird in different ways, but they're weird in the way that they.
Jake Irvin.
Jake Irvin's
I love Jake Irvin.
Awesome.
He's so good.
He's really good.
I'd
but
murder for him on that.
He's good in a way that's not obviously good.
Oh, of course not.
He just shows up with a bunch of different pitches, and he'll drop curveballs.
That curveball's so good. So good.
But to have that curveball drop on righties and lefties and manipulate that fastball, move it around the strike zone, like it's a lesson. It's a lesson to other teams in baseball that you don't have to develop pitching one way.
No.
And you can find starting caliber major league pitchers quickly and secretly. We were looking at the other day. How did the Nationals get DJ Hers?
DJ Hers was traded for Jeimer Candelario.
Last year trade deadline.
Kevin Made.
That's like a nonsense rental trade.
Literally.
Again, think about this in the Mets context right now, everybody.
Just keep this in mind because trade deadline's coming up. We'll do an episode when we're not drunk.
Jeimer Candelario for DJ Hers from the Cubs.
And they traded him to the Cubs.
And DJ Hers, I don't think is fantastic by any stretch of the imagination.
He's a major league star.
I don't know if he's going to be a guy who's like a 7-year pitcher, but right now, this season in Major League Baseball, he's one of 25 guys.
He diced us up.
He's one of about 25 guys in the league to strike out 10 batters in a game twice this season.
Yeah. No,
That's serious. And this Nationals team is a good lesson for everybody to be like, you could figure it out differently.
And just to scope it, DJ Hers, Jose Quintana. Close your eyes. What's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, one of them is 35, one's 23.
One of them we pay $10 million a year. One of them is $500,000 or whatever the league minimum is.
And that's the hope.
That's the hope. That's where you make these moves with these rental players, like maybe like a Luis Severino or Sean Manaea, and you hope this is the positive you can get. And relatively speaking, at the end of the day, if you don't even get it, you're not really even.
It's just worth a try.
It's worth a shot because and this is something we've talked about for a while now. The Mets lack that middling free player where it's like Francisco Alvarez, Mark Vientos now are kind of those guys. But like we are paying $10 million to Harrison Bader. We're paying $6 million to Tyrone Taylor. We're paying $4 million to Adrian Hauser. Like whatever these contracts are.
Even Taylor and Hauser we only got because the Brewers are trying to shed their salary towards the end of their arbitration years.
Yes. So it's like if we can get more free players, it's good to us. And this is a bigger conversation than we really need to have right now.
Yeah, but I don't know how we got here.
Because we're drunk. But the idea is that the Nationals, as much as we dog them and like make fun of them,
no, they did it pretty well.
As much as Mike Rizzo is probably not the most forward-thinking GM in Major League Baseball,
good baseball happens.
He's doing some good baseball stuff, and I think the Nationals are a nice look under the microscope of. We traded Juan Soto, generational player. You can do it
differently.
Yes, you can do it differently. That's really where it comes down to.
Sean Doolittle, they hired this year too. He brought a little more of like a data-driven approach to their pitching staff. And it's just, they went from being a team that we thought that was going to be a pure bottom feeder for years, but being a scrappy team that you don't really want to run into.
And I mean, fucking Jesse Winker, man. That guy haunts us.
Also, Wood Abrams.
Yeah, well, Talk about a young core, relatively speaking. Like guys under the age of 23.
Luis Garcia hitting those 2 home runs on Wednesday.
He's also 23, I think.
I think that's 24, yeah.
I've been a Luis Garcia guy forever, which I hate to be, but he hit those home runs. C.J. Abrams is
we're just not talking about the Mets.
No, C.J. Abrams is one of the premier shortstops in baseball. He is just such a good ball player. And to add James Wood on top of that, who we didn't get a huge taste of because it's been 4 games and he didn't do an insane amount. But
he was already hitting third.
Yeah, and they put him against the third against the righty. And, I mean, he's been a guy that I've been so insanely high on since I ever saw him swing a bat. So
I loved how much Keith liked C.J. Abrams.
Yes. He was drooling.
Because like he sees like a lanky, athletic. He has that nice long levered swing where he crushes low pitches.
That's where the cool combination of like new school and old school comes together.
Yeah,
like Keith Hernandez, who, for lack of better terms, doesn't know fuck about anything. Like
he knows a lot about everything.
No, he knows about baseball. He knows about what he played. He knows about what he did. He knows about the things he knows, but he doesn't know the new schools.
No, sure, but Keith is so knowledgeable that he circumvents analytics sometimes. Like he had that comment about Alvarez where he just talked about his swing mechanics and like how his base is with his feet apart and hitting. And then how he like comes out and like swings with his arms, puts his shoulders out, and he said that it makes so much sense how well he hits the pitches high, away, and middle. Yeah. But how he struggles with the pitch inside, because he likes to get his arms out there. That's how he finds his power.
Totally extends.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you look at the analytics for Francisco Alvarez, you look at his hot match.
Bust him in.
That's what I'm saying. That up and in, that's where he struggles, and it's like it's amazing that I know Keith has never looked at that and seen that
once.
But it was cool to see guys like Abrams and Wood have awesome series. Wood did so many tiny little things.
We're
talking about Nationals.
I know. We'll get to that in a second. But like, guys, there was the one play that was hit to left field. Somebody hit a slicing ball to left field, and he cut it off, and it kept like a double, and it wasn't anything particularly good. But I think I texted you. I was like, it's pretty incredible how easily he got to that baseball and how quickly he got it in. Yeah. Like,
he's not even tremendous arm for what he is as a human too.
These two guys right here, Abrams and Wood, are going to be guys that the Nationals build around. They're not going anywhere until they have to pay them again at some point. If that happens, the Nationals have money. Like, they just want to pay them.
Of course. Well, it's all deferred to Max Scherzer.
And to be fair, they also do get fucked by the Orioles for that TV contract.
We passed deferment day, so shout out Max Scherzer. He got paid by 3 different teams on July 1st.
Shout out Bobby Bonilla, $1 million. Not even close.
Shout out Brett Saberhagen. Shout out Manuel Ramirez, still getting money from the Red Sox. Ken Griffey Jr. is still one of the highest paid players in the Reds.
I believe Ichiro's still getting paid. I think there's
deferment days.
Chris Davis is getting like $10 million a year by the Orioles.
Amazing day for baseball players. Also, they probably should have just taken the money up front and gone to an index fund, but that's no.
But also, nothing. I'd love to not be playing baseball and still just
catching the money every week.
July 1st, $10 million.
James Wood was so good at taking walks in this.
This is last Nationals propaganda.
He had the at bat against Tyler J, which Tyler J's not even on the team. He's not even on the team anymore. Yeah. But Tyler J was clearly working around James Wood in the 10th inning on Monday. We were at softball.
Which is weird because lefty. Like, why are you working around?
Because he's the one someone hit a home run.
I mean, fair.
And he threw him 5 sinkers, and none of them were even like close to the middle of the plate. Like a couple of them were on edges, and James Wood didn't even look at them.
No, he spit them.
He spit every single one. He just took his walk to first base out of 5 pitches. And for a 21-year-old, that was literally his first game Major League Baseball. That's really cool. I thought that was something that was like, that's someone that can do special things.
Super good because I had been banging the James Wood drum from the day I saw him hit that home run. You guys saw him the last episode. Shout out Matt for putting that clip in there. But he's a good ball player. All right, Mets. Let's talk about it. Mark Vientos. Legitimately has a conversation beyond the All-Star team.
He does.
Which is kind of crazy.
It is.
Like, Alpom's going to be the starting third baseman. Name me a better third baseman in the National League right now statistically. Can you?
It's just Bohm.
Can you name a better one? And I'll say this. I think Vientos might have I'm not going to say I think. Vientos does have better numbers than Bohm. Bohm has like 4 home runs.
I'll say that Austin Riley, while not better statistically so far this year,
is the better player.
Yeah, it's better player. Mark Vientos
for sure.
Yeah, statistically right now to make the All-Star game. Yeah, Vientos. I tweeted this the other night. I spaced it really poorly. I thought it could have been a banger, but I was like working at the same time. I couldn't like take the time on it. Only 7 players have a higher WRC plus than Mark Vientos since he became a starter. Do you want to know the names of the 7 players?
Can I guess them?
You could probably guess them.
Shohei Ohtani.
1.
Freddie Freeman.
No.
Juan Soto.
Yes.
Aaron Judge.
3.
Mookie Betts.
No.
Okay. 3.
You have 3 names.
I have 3 names. I need 4. Jose Ramirez.
Yes. You have 4.
Okay. Let's go with Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, 5.
Okay, 5.
You're missing 2.
I'm missing 2. Gunnar Henderson.
That's 1.
6. And let's go with, it's going to be someone in Paul Goldschmidt.
Nope.
Paul
Goldschmidt fucking sucks.
I thought he got hot.
No, Bryce Harper.
Oh, yeah.
Very easy one. Those are more or less 7 best hitters in baseball right now.
Arguably.
And those are the only players with a higher WRC plus, which is like a amalgamation of all your stats and puts them into league average with your ballpark context. only players being more productive than Mark Vientos since he came up. It's fucking crazy how
And
he is.
how about on top of Mark Vientos, Francisco Alvarez is transcendently good.
Like, didn't even really have a good series.
No, he had a bad series.
Yeah,
but
you're
just
talking about
just
it,
the vibes
about the Mets.
Well, he had that big game in Game 1. He hit that triple, or he hit the double in the early of the game, and then hit the triple later on in the extra innings.
He got the Golden Sombrero Tuesday.
He did get the Golden Sombrero Tuesday. He seems to struggle against lefties, which is super interesting. I don't feel like he does it as well against lefties as he does against righties.
He's probably just seen fewer.
It's
and Alvarez seems like some player that he really acknowledges well things that are happening around.
Yes. Oh, he's very.
We interviewed him with the Cyclones. He talked about it. It made him a better hitter. He said when he was catching for the ABS system in Low A in 2021.
So he got to learn the strike zone
because he said he knew exactly where the strikes were going to be. So when he was at St. Lucie, he knew exactly what he had to look for and where it had to be.
That's super sick.
It's beautiful stuff.
Like, I saw a clip from Jerry Blevins, and he was talking about how impressed he is with Francisco Alvarez, and I agree, along with Carlos Mendoza, and just like how good of a job Carlos Mendoza has done. Now, I don't know if you start throwing out money to those two guys just yet.
Sure, I would. I'm going to give Mendoza a lot of credit too right now.
Of course, go for it.
People were weirdly shitting on him for when Diekman blew the game on. They're like, how could you bring?
Who's supposed to come in?
No, and because the Nationals stacked that lineup with lefties. I think there were 7 lefties out of 9 players against Christian Scott.
100%,
which makes sense because Christian Scott kind of struggles against lefties.
Yeah,
you should do
sleepers hittable.
And Gary talked about an amazing moment from the game Tuesday that he had with Mendoza, where he asked Mendoza just about his management style, the way he was using his pitchers, and that Mendoza was so honest about the movement from Budo to Daniel Nunez that game.
Jose Budo looked awesome.
I didn't look
really. I thought he looked great in relief.
He wasn't throwing pitches in the strike zone.
Yeah, but
he was getting some whiffs, but he was not. He wasn't good at putting them in chase spots.
But they still did though.
So a lot of the changeups floated. They flooded in there. He only had 30%.
The changeups are like whatever. I wasn't impressed by the changeups.
He needs to throw that changeup.
Yeah, so good.
The fastball and slider are good.
Yeah,
and just he needs all 3. And the fastball, he gets extra life when he's in extra innings.
Of course, yeah.
And it's also weird for a guy who's been a starter his whole life to not have your all day long tossing routine.
Yeah, of course.
To then throw your bullpen, to then come in the game, and then to relax your energy to be like, I'm throwing now. But Mendoza, Gary said, was so honest when he was like, so tell me about the difference Mendoza and Nunez coming into that 10th inning.
I'm just going to check the battery.
Yeah, no, check it. No worries. But he said that, and again, just purely being refreshed by his honesty. He was like, if we would have still been tied, I would have left in Budo for that inning, but with the lead, potentially safe situation, I wanted to use Nunez there. Also, Budo threw 100 pitches on Friday, so we knew him.
Yes,
we knew him throwing on Tuesday. If he got over 30 or 40 pitches, it would have been another day at least he had to have off.
They did pull him immediately once they were done with it.
Yes, because they have this other game now on Friday, because we're talking to you guys Thursday night, 4th of July drunk. But
and God bless America.
God bless America. So nice that Gary, how honest Mendoza was with him.
No,
he was talking to me about baseball in a really genuine way. And the Mets recently haven't had managers like that. This is cool.
Buck Showalter wasn't honest?
Fuck no.
Well, he was honest with us, and we had to cut it. We had to clean that interview.
He called Jeff McNeil, forgetting to have a hit.
Fun fact for you guys: Buck Showalter called Jeff McNeil was going to have a bad year, and then he also made a super weird joke about if Francisco Lindor gets injured, basically we're fucked, and we're like, this is uncomfortable. The first ever time we've ever spoke to you.
He said, what are we gonna do if Francisco Lindor breaks his leg?
Yeah, I don't know. And then I asked him about Francisco Alvarez, Mauricio, Beatty, Vientos. I was like, about the prospects. He was like, what's a prospect?
No such thing.
And you're like, dude, this isn't I'm not trying to catch you, brother. I'm trying to talk baseball with you. And Mendoza is, at least from what we can see,
nice.
Awesome.
Honest.
Awesome. Really honest, really awesome, really upfront. And this is something we even said at the beginning of the year where we were like, the way he addresses the media is something we haven't seen from Mets managers before.
Totally. And it was that same thing I talked about in the beginning of the episode, that he wins the games he's playing.
Yes.
He's not worried about the next game.
No, you can't. Honestly,
he'll approach those games how he has to, but he wins the game he's playing.
You can't. The way this Mets team is built, you have to win the games in front of you. That being said, sucks they blew Thursday. They blew the 5-run lead.
Well, more nonsense thing I want to talk about first, then we'll talk about the 5-run lead. I also want to talk about your Christian Scott. But
Go for it.
There was a crazy story that Tim Healy broke about J.D. Martinez.
Oh, with the cleats!
Where J.D. Martinez missed the game on Tuesday, missed starting the game because he had a sore ankle because he wears new cleats every 3rd or 4th game, and this cleats didn't come soon enough. So he had to buy cleats off Amazon.
I'm going to talk to you about this. You ever worn metal cleats before?
Yes.
Have you broken them in?
It takes a little bit.
It fucking hurts.
It sucks the first couple days.
The first couple days, your feet are killing you. And the fact that JD is ripping through them, let's just even go crazy. Once a week.
Yeah.
He's getting new cleats once a week. I can't even believe that as a guy who only hits, he's running through cleats like that.
Do you know why? I listened to a lot of these series on the radio. Shout out Keith Rad, Pat McCarthy, the legends. They said before every at bat, JD Martinez takes about 100 swings.
100?
Maybe 50. I can't remember the number now. Again, I'm drunk. But they said that he's literally in the cage all game.
Here's the thing. That's all he does.
But think about the twist on the cleat.
Dude,
Twist on the cleat.
I've taken...
Mark, you're not JD Martinez, Mark. You played high school baseball.
What about Francisco? What about everybody else who plays?
No, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying that he's in the cage all day, every day. He said, taking a swing. It's
OCD.
Maybe it is.
It's borderline.
But that's fine. But the fact that he cost the game was kind of hilarious. And there was also
because he bought some off of Amazon. He was like, "Oh, these fucking hurt my ankles."
Pat McCarthy also dropped a hilarious story off that when him and Keith were talking about JD Martinez's cleats. That Luis Severino uses the same model of cleats that he found in 2009.
That's awesome.
So he was like 17.
Do you remember your cleats?
No, but they're around here.
You don't remember them?
I know they were Nike.
Nike Hirachi. I was a Hirachi guy. Right. Love the high top.
Again, it's funny to think about these little tiny things of baseball players. I heard like an also funny comment of Trevor May.
JD Martinez, Adidas. That's got to be the worst baseball company ever.
Nevertheless,
all day I dream about soccer. You get baseball
works.
cleats. That's insane.
Whatever works, guy. Whatever fucking works.
That's nuts.
But cool thing. I heard Trevor May even talking about this in the Race and Barrels podcast this week. He said that like it's a thing that as relief pitchers come in the game, where every other pitcher's like stops by this.
Oh,
like and Trevor May's like I was always okay with it because I'm a big guy, so I knew I was always striding over guys.
Yeah.
But the amount
of
the fiasco. They talked about that story where Zach Greinke told the grounds to come out and fix the mound. He sat down. That's a great video. That's a good one.
I mean, City Field's mound's crooked, but thank God.
We're
in at City Field today.
Shout out Jim Bob. Talk about Christian Scott for a second too.
Yeah, talk about CS.
Christian Scott came back to the majors, and it was such a fucking good start for the whole 5.5 innings.
You felt that good about it? I felt good, but not great.
It was good in the fact that his confidence didn't waver, the fastball looked good, and there was a lineup entirely of lefties, and while a lot of contact was being made, he wasn't missing a lot of bats, I don't think a lot of the contact was meaningful or potentially damaging contact. There was a lot of ground balls, there was a lot of lazy fly balls, and his fastball command was better than it was last time, but
I felt he wasn't sharp.
He wasn't. And the whole reason he wasn't sharp is because that split change, he called it a splitter in the broadcast. No, the splitter wasn't. He needs that pitch against lefties because that's the only pitch that truly moves up and down, where he has the sweeper that really breaks against the righties and the gyro that kind of is the tight one, where Keith was having this. If you guys watched Keith, differentiating between the slides.
Gary was having trouble too.
I know.
He was calling a lot of curveballs and sliders, changeups. That's just not true.
Because I think that Christian Scott's repertoire is a little weird for that, but he just couldn't grab that splitter, and he talked about it after the game, and that was hindering him because of course the lineup was seven lefties.
Jesse Winker,
and I think if he would have gotten out of that start in the 5 innings after he got out of jam in the 5th inning,
feel different.
It would have been perfect. But the fact that he had to come out for that 6th, and again, Christian Scott
had to do that also.
100%. It was the right decision by them, and just he would have gotten out of it too, Scooby Doo shit, if he didn't throw that one fucking hanging sweeper. It was literally one bad pitch.
And they had that weird missed call that was right down the middle. They didn't call for a strike.
But he still wasn't. That inning was still kind of falling apart. And there was a lot of fucking shitty ground balls that got through, but he just, it's 7 lefties in that lineup against Christian Scott. And with that splitter not really working, and it also wasn't really working the first time he came to the league, it's hard for him to get through the lefties. And we were talking about it during the game, and I tweeted about it. Yeah. And it looked like he took a little bit off his fastball early. He wanted to bring the velocity back up.
Yeah, he was only sitting 94 in the first inning.
But he was being very particular about where he was throwing his fastball in the zone. He was sitting edges more than he was earlier, which I think was cool. I think that's a worthwhile adjustment.
That's a cool adjustment.
Because the way his fastball moves, it can still be effective at lower velocity.
No doubt.
And if the splitter's not there, that he needs to spot that fastball and get a lefty out. To get a tough lefty out the second, third time right over, which he had to do. And this is a guy, the Mets sent him down to work less. He hasn't thrown more than 75 pitches in an outing since he left New York in May.
Oh, really?
So for him to get up to 99 in the start, they asked a lot of him.
Do more than what you've been accustomed to.
And you had to do this because the Mets are playing a shorthanded for 10 days, which fucking sucks. And that's why we blew that game July 6th, 2 days.
2 days. So he goes back Sunday?
Yeah.
I guess the Pirates. Those Pirates, man. All right. I mean, it is frustrating that the Mets had the opportunity to win 3 or 4. Truthfully,
4 or 4.
To win 4 or 4 because they lost by 1 run in Game 4.
Yeah.
Jake Irvin did just shut us down. Sometimes tip your cap.
Totally, and that's also about MLB. I don't know why we played this game at
Dude, after
11
a
a.m.
night game is insane.
Both teams sleptwalked.
Both teams were sleepwalking.
Yeah, it was
I think the Nationals had 4 hits. The Mets had 1, which, fuck. I mean, fuck us for having 1 hit. I can't really, But I don't know why today's game didn't bother me as much. Well, I do know why. Today's game didn't bother me as much as the other game because blowing the 5-run lead you can't do that. And we've done it twice in a week, and I know the bullpen's short.
Yeah, and
but at the end of the day, I know Jake Diekman, me and you both believe Jake Diekman's better than what he's shown us. And we believe that Adam Ottavino's better than what he's shown us. Or
maybe.
Well, maybe not him.
More so Diekman than Ottavino.
We believe in this bullpen maybe more than the common Met fan does. I think that's probably fair. But they now need to prove it.
Totally. And Adcock gave the home run, my guy. I need to Adcock.
Daniel Nunez, awesome. Nothing bad to say about that guy.
Could you imagine where the Mets would be if Daniel Nunez didn't exist?
Can you imagine where they'd be without him and Reed Garrett?
That's what I'm saying. Telling us this 3 months ago. Dead in the water. Bryce Montestioca's rehabbing. Shintaro Fujinami's rehabbing.
Can't wait for
BMTO is down to 40 minutes. We're going to need to finagle to get him on.
That'd be easy, though.
Fujinami is. I think Fujinami we're actually going to see in the Major League soon.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think within 10 days.
Okay.
Two more podcast episodes, we'll see Fujinami in the majors. But it's
right before the All-Star break.
It's a fucking dance that they have to do right now, which sucks because of the fucking suspension. And if you were just suspended and we could have brought up literally any human being, it's fine. But just to push everybody, major shout out to Budo for coming in, helping us close that game on Tuesday.
He was integral to that.
100 pitches on Friday, and then he threw 2 innings on Tuesday. It's amazing.
That's why I love Budo.
Yeah,
and also they had Adcock and Budo on the Adcock Budo on the scoreboard at one point.
It's a frustrating series, but it's not one I think to be upset about.
I think if you are frustrated about the series, you need to take a look in the mirror.
Hopefully, had a really good 4th of July.
Yeah, I mean, fucking.
The game was over at 1 a.m.
Cheers, brother.
At 1 p.m.
Cheers, brother.
Nice day.
We're drinking out here. The mountains is blue. We're drinking Coors Light.
And I guess we'll close you guys out a couple minutes about previewing the Padres.
We're playing the Pirates.
Pirates.
There we go. A couple beers in them. A couple gluten-free beers. Yeah, we got the Pirates up next. Paul Skeens pitching Friday.
I typed in Padres on my phone to look up the schedule.
Paul Skeens is
so good.
The best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
I think he's the 6th best.
Well, I'll say he's the best. And he should start the All-Star game.
I think he'll start the All-Star game next year.
He should start it this year.
You shouldn't because you didn't pitch enough to start the All-Star game.
Why? We want Chris Sale?
No, I think either Chris Sale or Glass now.
I think, okay.
They're both awesome.
If Major League Baseball knew anything about marketing, they'd start Paul Skeens.
Friday night, 6:40 though. Mets fans, you guys should be sitting in front of your TV.
Watch this.
Ready to watch.
We're going to lose. Paul Skeens is going to shut us down.
We might not lose though, because Severino's been hot.
Fair.
And the Pirates.
But we're not going to touch Paul Skeens because he's one of the best.
No, totally. And then Saturday, 4 or 5, we have an ace-off.
Who is it?
Bailey Falter versus David Peterson.
Fuck, that is an ace-off.
Major
ace-off. Extension.
Major ace-off. Tons of extension.
Chino Hill is Bailey Falter.
And then Sunday, Mitch Keller versus Sean Manaea.
That's
going to be frustrating. And then Monday afternoon, 12:35, we're going to have Christian Scott. Jared Jones just won the IL, the last train.
Oh, do you really?
He did. Scott sucks. That's usually a month in.
Holy shit, I almost made a trade for him. That's I almost traded Pablo Lopez for Jared Jones and Cutter Crawford.
Oh, you made a huge mistake.
Yeah, I said no to Bobby Gannon.
Yeah. Bobby's a snake.
I said that to him, and then I said, no, I'm good.
So that probably winds up being Quinn Priester. Or maybe Luis Ortiz, long day, gets stretched out to start.
Those guys up.
Luis Ortiz has been awesome this year.
I know, but you should fuck him up.
But this Pirates team, Brian Reynolds is still really good. Andrew McCutcheon still hits really well.
O'Neill Cruz getting hot.
O'Neill Cruz is super getting hot. Key Brian Hayes not taking the step.
Mets killer.
Yeah, but they're Bender's on the IL.
They're a very beatable team, but
they're beatable. But Skeens is awesome and Keller's quite good.
And this is not the Pirates team we played earlier in the year.
Not even close.
Since Paul Skeens has been called up, I think they're 1, 2, 3 games over 500, which is not impressive,
but they're good.
But this is a Pirates team that if I told you that, you'd be like, fuck, really? They are?
There's also a Pirates team that has vibes of the area of the Cubs or the Mariners.
Or even the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah, where I don't want to run into this team because they have a few starting pitchers I don't think I can hit.
2019, 2020 Phillies, I don't want to run into this team in the playoffs because they got 3 pitchers that are going to fuck me up. And if Jared Jones...
The Mets would have faced all 3, besides if it's not Jared Jones.
We would have gotten a preview of our wild card matchup against them. And we would get fucked. We'd get skull fucked.
I'll say this. If we get to the wild card, I want the Mets to get the wild card.
Of course.
And I know the Braves are just going to get the wild card because that's why it fucking works. But the best case scenario, I think, for baseball fans is Braves, Mets, Pirates. Because we'll have the Mets there.
Probably not Mets.
But no, it is. Because we're the most fun. The Braves just have to be there because they're good, and this Pirates rotation is
awesome.
It's awesome.
This Pirates team's cooking. Like in a couple years, they're going to be a contender.
No, Brian Reynolds, O'Neal Cruz, like these are fun, exciting baseball players.
And those aren't even the guys you build around. Those are going to end up being the ancillary pieces.
O'Neal Cruz might be a guy you build around.
I don't know.
I still think
I'm out on O'Neal Cruz.
I'm not out.
He's like 28.
He's not.
No?
I think he's 24.
Is he? Nah.
Yeah.
26.
I think he actually might
Over under 26.
Under.
I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, whatever. Bet's the
whatever
bet.
it is. Yeah.
That's the bet.
Yeah, over 26.
25.
Fuck. Yep. Damn it! I set the line too high.
Dang.
But you also were far.
Yeah.
I was closer.
I was right.
But you were right.
Yes. But
That's how it is.
Pirates are fun. Mets should do everything they can to win 3 of these games, but you win 2, we're still where we are.
Josh Almanai went, what, 7?
Yeah. Manaea had a great game.
6, 7 the other night?
7. First time he went 7 since September of last year.
Also, did you hear the stat today where Quintana and Irvin both went 7? There's been 26 games out of the 1,000-plus games played in Major League Baseball.
Both pitchers went 7.
Where both pitchers went 7. The Mets have played 4 of them, I think.
Wow.
Tyler Glasnow, I don't remember him exactly off the top of my head, but the Mets split 4 of them, which feels like a lot for a team that...
You're right. Shout out Manaea.
He did play well.
I did this stream with Worthy on Tuesday, so this series, my brain is segmented.
And Wardy, I love you, but brother, you can't go through every single play, dude. It's a lot.
Out for so long, dude.
I love you, dude.
I love Worthy so much.
Shout out to Shaq.
Shout out Daddy. But
Daddy Wardy.
yeah, segment the series in my mind for me because I did so much about that game specifically.
It was like a good 90 minutes.
Yeah. No, but it was it was a bad series, but I wasn't pissed.
No. I came out of this one, and maybe it's because we've been drinking and it's 4th of July.
And we got to end this.
And we got to end this. But could be worse.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Mets come out of this all right. Let's go Mets, beat the Pirates. Thank you guys for watching. You know what to do. Follow us on all our social media, at Mets'd, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the Mets'd Podcast YouTube channel if you have not yet seen it. I mean, this is an episode to watch.
I'm bringing back the Willie Mays fact. He was a professional baseball player at 16 years old.
Look at this. Look at this family. The Shiano house. We are in the Shiano's basement. Is this a clay pot made in Miss Alexandrovich's book?
It is. Or her, Miss Jarvis, yeah.
Legends. Both, either of them. Legends. We're done.
It's good ceramics.
Goodbye, guys. See ya.
See you next time.
Good ceramics.